baby, come with me now. Gonna get to know you somehow. Shake me, wake me, take me too high. Soothe me, baby, while I touch the sky. Come away now. Gonna get to
Name's Sean Mower from the band Strike 3. Met my bandmates back in high school, around 16. Didn't form the band until college, but got the name Sean Mower because I used to go out every weekend up and down the neighborhood, make a killing, actually $500, $600 a weekend just mowing lawns. Man, I was pretty popular.
The Sean Mower, and the way he got that name was when he was a little kid. He used to go sledding. Now, first of all, there was no snow where he was sledding because, you know, he grew up in South Florida.
And man, the dude can really mow a good lawn, stripes in any direction.
But he would go sledding. The other kids would call it rolling down the hill, but he would call it sledding for some reason. Something's wrong with him, I believe.
Picked up the skill in the streets of Mobile in front of all the townhomes around the city.
Sean Mower. I mean, have you ever had a meal with the guy? That guy cuts through buffets like he cuts through grass.
Really does a great job with trimming the hedge.
He ended up sliding down the hill and actually taking out everybody else.
Had all the, great new lawnmower equipment. My dad had it actually, so I broke it.
He accidentally rolled on kids. He broke some kid's ankle. He was flattening people, so we just called him the Sean Mower because he's taking people out and he's just clearing the path.
Yeah, that was a hard time for me and my dad.
My name's Dan of Strike 3. A lot of these guys have some pretty interesting names. Mine seems simple, but it comes with a pretty complex story.
So Dan got his name because, I mean, have you seen the guy? It's pretty plain, simple, not much to him.
A man and a woman, falling in love in college, deciding to get married, and then you know what? A couple years down the road, let's have a baby. It's going to be a guy. Let's call him Dan. It's as simple as that.
Dan, the reason he got that name is just because,
we got Dan. Guess his mom just gave him that name.
His name's Dan.
Yeah, and then we got the other guy, Peanut Butter and Joey.
You got your peanut butter and jelly sandwich. You got 3 pieces of that. The bread, the peanut butter, and the jelly. I'm the Joey. Keeps this band together, that fruity goodness, that gives it flavor. I add that flavor to this band.
He got into some trouble in class, and it started with him getting 2 + 3 wrong, which you would think you wouldn't get wrong in 3rd, 4th grade. He got it wrong. He was asked to go to the principal's office. He headed down there, and for some reason, he had a jar of peanut butter. He took the jar of peanut butter out and started throwing it at people across the school.
I mean, where else do you get a nickname like that? I mean, you eat 20 Uncrustables in a minute. I mean, of course you're going to get that nickname.
I think he hit the principal, he hit a 2nd grader, he hit a 6th grader, which you don't do. He found that out the hard way.
That comes from college when, man, dude would do nothing but eat peanut butter jelly sandwiches day in, day out.
Peanut butter all over the school. We didn't have school the next day. They had to clean the school of the peanut butter. It was an awful situation.
He even went to all of our Halloween parties as a sandwich. Guy's got some real issues. Yeah, Strike 3 came about in college. I'd been talking to my guys all throughout high school, talking about making a band.
I don't know how much they like to talk about it, but Peanut Butter and Joey became a problem in the stadium.
We used to go to baseball games here in Greensboro with the Grasshoppers, and it came natural to us. We loved baseball, came completely natural to us, so we decided to go with Strike 3.
After a scuffle with fans and after an attempt to run on the field to get to the umpire and let him know that he made the wrong call, we were all tackled by security and asked to exit.
It actually started out with myself and Sean. We're the first 2 members of the band. It was more of a duet kind of thing. But it's funny, we didn't even know each other could sing until we played croquet together one day and just started humming along to tunes, the Backstreet Boys and some of the classics, and really figured out that this could be for us.
The band got started basically because we all tried to play football together. That didn't work. That's Strike 1.
Joey came along later on. He was in a tough point in his life. We actually heard him singing on a street corner one day, just yelling above the traffic. and you know, we decided just to bring him in as well.
We all tried to play baseball together. Well, that obviously didn't work. That's strike two.
We thought, you know, hey, you know, we'll get the ladies with, you know, Caught You Looking, our, you know, #1 single.
So this is our strike three. We're gonna hit the ground running with this band and make it big.
It's either you strike out or you get thrown out. So we figured, hey, let's just call ourselves strike four because we're not gonna call ourselves ejection. And what about Stinky Steve?
Stinky Steve, I thought we were talking about the band here.
Yeah, the name's Stinky Steve over here from the band Strike 4. We go by Strike 4 just because we think it's kind of ironic, kind of funny.
Stinky Steve. Well, if he had it his way, it'd be called 4 strikes. But there's no 4 strikes in baseball, so that's just ludicrous.
Stinky Steve, strike 4, in his mind anyways.
Assumes he's part of the band. We let him around. He's a good manager.
You know, it's interesting with Steve. Steve just, you know, I don't want to get into too much detail, but it was more of a charity case.
I'll tell you what though, don't upset that guy. He's a crier.
He's our band manager. Does a great job getting everything set up. I mean, we're talking tour dates in Tuscaloosa.
The reason I got the name Stinky Steve is because I stink at how much money I make us, okay?
Mobile, Alabama.
He got his name when we first met him. He'd been living in a trailer down by the river. And enough said.
You know, Saskatchewan.
Stinky Steve is, God, we don't know how to get rid of him, all right? The guy literally stinks.
You know, Deer Lick.
He stinks hygienically, he stinks as a person. He used to be about the music, but that went out the window many years ago.
I mean, what more could you ask for with high-profile tours?
When you're bringing in that much money, you know, it starts to smell up the room. It starts to stink up the room.
But the only problem is that, I mean, the man just smells. I don't even know how to explain it.
Day we broke up. Yeah. 1998. National League playoffs. Marlins.
What happened was we were having a lemonade stand, you know, selling lemonade as a charity, you know, to raise money for a great cause. And what happened was, unfortunately, Peanut Butter and Joey thought he was all that in a bag of chips. So he comes over, puts that jar of peanut butter, I don't know if it was the same one for 3rd grade, he grabbed the jar of peanut butter, stuck his nasty hand in there, threw it in our lemonade.
Home run ball. I snagged it. I promise you I snagged it. Dan took it straight out of my hands.
He had somebody come up, can I have a glass of lemonade? Sure, it's 50 cents. They bought it. They found out after they drank it that there was peanut butter. That person had an allergy to peanuts.
I said, dude, what are you doing? He said, nothing. I said, why don't you go shave your beard? And he said, why don't you go mow a lawn? We haven't really talked since.
We ended up paying quite a bit of medical bills that day.
You know, I think we all just kind of decided to go our separate ways.
I had a lot of fun on our run there through the times with Strike 4.
The Sean Moore had a lucrative mowing deal up in New Mexico, mowing all the desert grasses and everything. They grow really well out there, so you just couldn't turn it down.
A few years down the road, Sean Mower's worried too much about buffets and just balloons up, too big to go on stage and perform.
Peanut Butter and Joey, you know, it's one of those things. He loves the peanut butter and jelly so much that he actually went on to work for Wonder Bread and trying to find a way to, you know, why go buy your bread, your peanut butter, and your jelly? Why not just put the peanut butter and the jelly in the bread? So that was another thing that he wanted to do. It was kind of his dream.
Then you got Dan. Dan's just plain and simple Dan.
Myself, I actually had a pretty large offer from Vanity Fair for a modeling shoot that would send me over the top of my career. So I decided to take that as well.
Couldn't continue anymore. Not enough flavor to go around.
You know, it's just one of those things where we each had bigger and better things to do. But you know, Strike 3 forever.
This is Behind the Music.
Strike 4.
3.